And we're back in business. Yep, we are recording. So let's see. Pull down the Alright, so we got the KDB, the improved hydrophone. The radar, we got a Fumo 29 and Fumo 30. No improvements there. We have Albrecht. Type 2 bolts. There's several improvements that we have available to us. Not the deck gun, several for those other things, for the flat guns. I think what we'll take is the improved radar. So here allows us to look side by side comparison again, and this can see all the way around the boat. This only has plus minus 20 degrees. I think we'll take it. Also notice here it says it's rumored the Allies are able to detect its emissions, which is not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place it in the boat, but we'll keep that in mind. So I think I also take the submarine coating. This Albrecht, basically it's a rubber coating, reduce return enemy sonar. So basically when they're pinging us with their sonar, it's going to reduce their ability to hear us, and for our own safety that is good. So I'm going to take the Albrecht. So far what we've done with our renown is we've picked up this expert sonar guy. We've popped on the KDB crystal hydrophone, improved our radar, and also put a coating on our boat, makes it a little harder for them to find us. We don't have enough for increasing our bold. Bold is an anti kind of sonar device. It's a defense where basically it's a noise emitting thing which you can put out the back of your boat, and it's going to make it so the enemy hears that. It's a decoy, and they will chase that while you make a safe retreat in their direction. So the current one we have only lasts 10 minutes and has a duration of 10 minutes, so it only allows 10 minutes of cover. The improved one has 15, but we don't have any more renown to go buy that. So let's look over here at the torpedoes. I'm not sure how familiar everyone is with the German loadout torpedoes. If you've been watching the American campaigns, you're going to see that there's not as much variety of torpedoes for the Americans. They have like Mark 10, Mark 14, maybe a Mark 16. That might be at the end of the war. I don't know, because I'm not that familiar with the American campaign. I've been playing submarine simulators for a long time. When I was in elementary school, I was playing Silent Surface on Nintendo. Maybe in junior high school, playing Aces of the Deep, and then eventually Silent Hunter 3, now 4. So I've been playing, probably 10 years just on Silent Hunter 3. And I've been playing this game for that long, but let's just say a couple of months. And I went to the German boats because I have familiarity with everything on the German U-boats, just because I've been playing Sims for that long. I'm familiar with all the boats and torpedoes, loadouts, and things of that nature. So I thought this was a good bridge to move into Silent Hunter 4 and get familiar, or at least jump into it with a different user interface, but still have familiarity of equipment. So eventually I will start an American campaign, but for now I've just been doing the German campaigns because of my familiarity with the German equipment. That being said, basically what we have here are loadouts of G1 torpedoes. They're a gas steam torpedo, which means they're going to leave a little gas bubble trail behind them, which the enemies can see, especially in daylight. They have variable speed between 44 and 30 knots. They have a high, medium, and low speed. That inversely affects the distance they can travel. Basically there's a balance there between speed and distance. It's like the equivalent of a sprinter running a 100-yard dash versus a long distance runner or marathon runner. the sprinter is going to be able to run really fast. They're not going to be able to go the distance, whereas a marathon runner can go really far, but they're not booking it like a sprinter would be. So the same kind of deal here. If you send your torpedoes at high speeds, they're not going to be going too far, only about 5 kilometers. If you're going only 30 knots, you may get 12.5 kilometers. So there's balance there. And you have that problem with the bubbles. The other type that we're getting right here is the G. Apparently we got the G3s in here, which is good. We have some G2s apparently too. Okay, so the G3s, you can see they're basically a very similar type of torpedo. If you look at the older one, it says that the new electrical torpedo entering the service is wakeless, which means it doesn't put up that bubble, so you don't reveal your position, and they don't get very much warning as to a torpedo coming. But it's slower than the T1. Main captains report initial trouble with them, so there might be some teething problems. So you have a couple things going on. It's slow. It doesn't even go as fast as the slow speed in the other torpedo, only 28 knots. Despite its slowness, it still only gets 3 kilometers. Even on the fast speed, you get 5 kilometers on a T1. So it's slow, has a not very good range, but we're really not going to be shooting at things at really high ranges, so it's less of a detail. But so, you know, I have made some long distance shots before, so it is an issue. And then it says it has some reported trouble with them, so that means that maybe there will be more duds with them, so there's going to be problems with that torpedo, possibly more so. The Type 3, it says a newer and cheaper version of the T2, a wakeless torpedo. It's more reliable, so we're going to have less duds, and receive the addition of a top secret magnetic influence detonator. So obviously the T3 is way better. And we got 600 renown. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do right off the bat is I'm going to take out this gas torpedo out the rear, and I'm going to throw in a this torpedo here, the T5G7ES. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. It's a Koenig, Koenig torpedo. Improved version of acoustic torpedo, homing torpedo. It can track escorts as well as merchants. The torpedo starts listening after 400 meters. Is recommended dive to silence, or dive and silence the boat after launching. Essentially, what this is a torpedo that listens to the enemy boat, finds where it is, and tracks and homes in on it. And so you don't even have to shoot it directly at it. It will course correct and it will find its way to the ship you're shooting at. What I'm going to use this for is a last measure. If I'm getting chased down by some escort, what I'll try to do is make a run for it, fire that out my rear torpedo as it's chasing me, and hopefully it would hit it in the props, slowing it down and enabling an escape. So it's my last measure or last resort option. I also like kind of having the wakeless torpedoes in the back because same reason, if I'm firing an escort, I don't want them to be able to dodge as easily and see what's coming. So I like having the gasless torpedoes in the rear for the most part. I probably have a couple of the gas ones, so I'll probably take this out. We'll put a T1 in there. I'd like to have some more of the T3 torpedoes in the front, and I have 300 points and they cost about 40 a piece, so I can probably pop in another 4 of those. So we'll just take these guys out and we'll pop in these T3s. Maybe historically you can't even put electrics on the outside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put I do favor the gas torpedoes in most situations at night. You're going to be able to use them. The wake doesn't matter so much. They can go at fast speeds. And we'll talk about firing the torpedoes at fast speeds and stuff when we actually start running in some ships and having to take people out. But my time's running up, and I'm going to go ahead and stop this video.